Absolutely. Sure. So this is Mark Henninger from AVS Forum, and we're just doing a little bit of a pre-announcement lobby. So here's the stuff. Testing 1, 2, 3. Etc.
What are you getting at? Mark, which pages are you live on right now?
I am live on AVS Forum, Facebook.
AVS Forum, Facebook right now.
I hope.
Does that mean you're not sure whether anybody's watching, but you're there?
I know that there's 5 people watching. So
The night
hey, 5
news.
people watching.
You never know who's actually watching.
Oh, YouTube's up to 13. Hello, YouTube people. All right. Hey, Jeffrey. How's it going?
Mama says she's not seeing it on 5 plus on the budget.
Oh, yes. Should probably go share that right now. All right, gonna do a little bit of tech here. A little tech support. Sure, hold it. Just walk around.
We have people joining us from around the world. We have somebody from Greece on now.
Really, they're in the cast of the Broadway show.
So I'm telling you, before we even get started, that I'm here with Stu Lunsden. He's responsible for
We're
this.
good on what was that?
So
Hello.
we'll be chatting with Stu in a moment.
Thank you.
These are his babies.
Awesome. We're good.
Yay. So welcome, people. This is Rocky Mountain Audio Fest 2019 at the Gaylord Resort, Rocky Mountain Convention Center, brand new facility. They say it's $1 billion building, and Polk Audio has this awesome presidential suite you can check out. So the idea is there are going to be demos going on in this room, and there's plenty of space. It's more like a real living room, I think, than a hotel room. So that's a cool thing. So what I want to do is have a chat with Stu and Michael Greco from Polk Audio. I'm going to do that basically now. You ready, guys? Want to go live?
You are.
Yeah, let's do it. So let's bring Michael Greco on the left, and Stu will join us on the right in a second. And
Hi, Stu.
you know what?
I'm on the right and when you're left.
Yeah. Well, what we want to know, I think what the viewers want to know is, what are you doing here? I mean, in the Rocky Mountains.
In the Rocky Mountains, we're at the Rocky Mountain Audio Fest, and we're here because we belong here. It's the sort of thing we should have never left. Years and years ago, we were at the earliest of the audio shows in Chicago and the high-end shows everywhere. And we sort of got away from that, but we belong here. We're coming home to our roots, and we're coming back for a really, really special reason. You want to know why?
Well, I do. What's the actual reason?
You know, the actual reason is because of this line of speakers called Legend. It's probably going to be the finest Polk loudspeakers I'm ever going to have the opportunity to work for, because I'm retired, as you know, after 42 years working with Matthew and the boys at Polk Audio all that time. And I think it is the finest thing I've had the pleasure to be part of.
Right, these are your babies, and this is the culmination of 4 decades of work.
You could say that. It's
Okay.
probably the culmination of all the time we spent working specifically on this. And we, as Isaac Newton said, if I've seen further than others, it's because I've stood on the shoulders of giants. So we had the opportunity to stand on our older work and build on that at every step. So maybe you're actually correct.
Okay, fantastic. My understanding is that you guys have the SDA technology has made a comeback. What we really want to know is what's different about it now. What makes these the best?
Well, let me first
SDA
tell you
speakers.
that these loudspeakers have a lot of our blood and sweat over the subject of every other aspect of the loudspeakers, the transducers, the cabinets, the enclosures, the way they're damped, the porting technology, our power port, and yes, for this type of speaker, it's the return of SDA, and we have not been anything but busy on our notes of development in the past, and we've got new patent claims on the way these works and specific improvements relating to the coverage area for the inaural crosstalk cancellation. How many people out there know what SDA is, do you think?
Well, let's see. I don't know if we're going to get immediate comments, but if there are virtual hands raised, I'd say that there are some real fans out there, and that there are some folks who are like, what is this acronym you're throwing at me?
SDA works like this. The idea of stereo separation is very, very important all the way through the audio chain, because we want to listen to our stereos such that we hear the left ear only what was intended for the left ear. It does, however, confine the images to the space between the loudspeakers because of the way our hearing system and the precedence or Haas effect works. It's called inaural crosstalk when the speaker crosses over your face and gets to the far ear. So we have another array of loudspeakers that has broadcast from it a signal which is the exact opposite and delayed simply by its position in the cabinet, so that it arrives at the opposite ear at the exact time as that information crossing over, and it cancels it. By canceling it, it takes away the cues that tell your brain where the loudspeaker is, and leaves all the cues that were recorded that tells where the acoustic images were. So instead of making up some sort of 3D algorithm or changing what was intended by the artist, we're simply making what the artist intended as plain as it can be and improving stereo to its maximum and making stereo separation all the way through the chain.
Now, somebody looking at these speakers, they're going to also notice that the baffles, these two, the drivers are angled. So, 2 of them in, or tweeter in the mid-range in, and then on the other
You must
side.
have been studying.
out.
That's a very good question.
Right. So what's going on?
Well, we get a number of things out of that. The distance between the speakers, we call the interaural distance, because this delay I was talking about is achieved by the speakers being separated by space in an attempt to match up with the fact that there's about 450 microseconds of delay between our ears. That's how we locate things and that make sound. So making them slightly baffled, the baffle slightly angled, allows us to make the cabinet slightly narrower. It also allows us to optimally point the stereo array directly at the prime listening area. And we employ head shadow effects, meaning that when sound crosses over my face, it changes its character as well. So if I want the maximum cancellation, I have to take that into effect. One of the ways we do that is by using the more off-axis energy from this dimensional array. So it complements our calculations of the head shadow and allows us to better match up the cancellation signal to the inaural crosstalk. More full cancellation of inaural crosstalk means better stereo.
All right, so more effective than the previous generations of SDA.
Again, I think we've built on what we learned. We have better measurement facilities and better understandings of the principles as we've gone along.
And something else I see here is dual tweeters, so you're going all the way up, whereas in the past.
We're not actually going all the way up, but we are going into the tweeter range with the dimensional array because we have now, we can do a lot of measurements with Keylar heads and things like that to actually measure not only what the crosstalk is, but how well we're canceling it. We realized that the range of interest went about an octave beyond where we were working without the tweeters before. We still don't go all the way up because up there's still a lot of, the wavelengths are so short that the cancellations are difficult to achieve and can impart a phasiness that would be unnatural.
Right on. Well, it's really great that you're showcasing these here, and it's nice to see SDA make a comeback. Let's talk to Michael a little bit. So at this show, is this all you've got? I mean, what's going on?
So we called it the Legend Series because it's a full line of loudspeakers. So Stu's been talking about the L800s, which is the flagship floor standing speaker, but we also have a stereo floor standing speaker. We have 2 bookshelves and a center. The line has been designed to give you amazing imaging, but it also, not only does it work well in a 2-channel environment, but it works great in a home theater environment. And so if we go over here to the L600, you can see that the floor standing speaker has actually built into it. It's an option to have actually a height module. So you can see the height module is oriented horizontally. That gives you a better sweet spot. It's obviously going to work with Atmos, DTSX, IMAX Enhanced. And also the same height module will work with the large SDA floor standards as well. You see we have a 5 1/4 inch 2-way book and our 6 1/2, and then we have a center speaker. And obviously this is one of the most important pieces of your home theater. So again, we're really proud of what we're doing from a 2-channel standpoint. We're here at Rocky Mountain demonstrating the capabilities of both the small L100 5 1/4 inch bookshelves as well as the large SDAs. But if you want to use this in a home theater, it sounds wonderful. And SDA in a home theater actually is fantastic because what it does is if you ever had a 5.1 system and you'll notice like sounds jump from the front to the back, they don't move smoothly. With SDA, you get a nice smooth motion of those sounds. The other thing is if you want to go all in, you could use SDA speakers as your front stage and you could put 2 in the back as your rears, and you'll have an amazing immersive experience. So SDA, because it's basically better stereo, it's perfected stereo. It's 100% compatible with today's home theater technologies such as Atmos or DTSX or IMAX Enhanced. So they're fantastic for 2-channel and they work wonderfully for home theater.
Yeah, that looks like quite a hefty center channel that it would be able to like keep up with those flagship towers. So where would somebody purchase these or be able to demo them?
So this is all brand new. So we're revealing it at the show. Although some clever people were able to figure it out a little bit ahead of time. But all the product will be available in October. The SDA towers will be available in November. We're here in Denver at the Rocky Mountain Show. So our launch partner is Listen Up. They are going to be featuring a listening event in October. So if you want to go and listen to your own music and hear the SDA towers, or you want to hear the 5 1/2 inch books, bring your music, go to the listening event, and hear it for yourself, because it's going to be a lot of fun.
That sounds great. Let's make these people happy and tell them something about the cost, the price points.
The price points, so the small books start at $1,200 a pair, and kind of everything scales up to the large SDA L800s are $6,000 a pair. All the models are real wood veneer, so they're walnut for the brown, and then a black ash. We're super excited because they're reasonably priced, but they sound awesome.
Amazing. All right. Well, thank you, Michael. I really appreciate that. And yeah, I would definitely suggest anybody who's attending Rocky Mountain Audio Fest or is in the Denver area to come and check out the demo here. And if not, availability.
So if you want it, so on polkaudio.com, we actually will be listing our partners events. So if you aren't in the Denver area and you're looking for a dealer that will be having a listening event or chance to go hear SDA for yourself, come to polkaudio.com and hopefully we'll have a dealer in your area.
Awesome. Well, thanks a lot, guys. Really appreciate it. Michael, Stu.
Thank you.
All right. And